Hi everyone, welcome back to The Chosen One by Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for your support. Today, word I want to talk about is God said don't allow yourself to be weak. You can get back up again. You can get back up again. Some of you are weak in different areas in your life, and God wants you to stand up tall and to beat those things that you're struggling with. You know, we all have struggles, we all have things that we are weak in. It can be temptations, it can be, selling drugs, it can be different things that you are weak in. And God wants you to understand that He wants you to stand up tall and take responsibility for your actions. Some of you that is watching me, God wants you to be able to just speak up. God wants you to speak up and just say, Lord, help me. You know, God can't help you if you're not going to talk to Him. God wants to talk to you, but you have to be willing to tell God where you weak at. You know, some of us, our weakness is sex. Some of our weakness can be, talking about people. Some of our weakness can be drugs. Some of our weakness can be different things. And, breaking the Sabbath, it can be different things. And you want God to be able to help you. If you want grace and mercy, you got to go to God and tell God where your weakness is at. You know, I give you an example. One of my weakness was sin. And when I knew that I was weak in that area, I'm just telling y'all my testimony. This was a long time ago, before the Lord delivered me. I knew that I was struggling with things that I wanted to do. When I say sin, I'm not only talking about sex. I'm talking about things of being disobedient, being hard-headed, not listening to my parents. I'm talking about all of that. I was being disobedient. I didn't want to come home. I wanted to be out late. And I'm not talking about, you know, 12 a.m. I would come home 3 a.m. in the morning because I wanted to chill with my friends. And, some of us, we weak in different areas, and God want us to start speaking up for ourselves. Hi, welcome. God bless you. Thank you for joining. We have to figure out where are we weak at. Write those things down where you weak at. Whatever you weak at, you need to give it to God. And this is how you do it. You get a piece of paper, write the things down that you're weak in, and write the things down that you're stronger in. Because at the end of the day, that weakness that you have, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be stealing, it could be temptations, it can be drugs, it can be anything. You want to give those things to God and say, God, forgive me. Because sooner or later, God gonna say, you know what? I can't help you no more. You want to be able to allow God to come into your life. Listen to this. Luke 17:3, it says, pay attention to yourselves. If your brother sins, rebuke him. And if he repents, forgive him. You got to forgive your brother. It's like your brother keep picking with you, talking about you. And God telling you to, forgive your brother so you can move on. Some of you, your weakness is you can't forgive people. And you wonder why. You say, God bless me, God please help me. God can't show you no mercy, no grace. How can God do anything for you and you still can't forgive your mother? Over how many years? You got to let that stuff go. In order for God to forgive you, you need to look at who do I don't forgive today? I'm telling you the truth. And this is the truth. It took me a long time to forgive people. And I tell you this, I had to stand up tall and just be honest with them. I had to look at them in their face and say, I forgive you. I'm talking about family members. I'm talking about exes too. I'm talking about people that told me they would kill me. I looked at them in their face. It's a day in your life where you gonna have to face your enemies. You can't hide. And I'm telling you the truth. Some of you think that you can run, and hide away from your enemies. God will expose your enemies. And I'm telling you the truth. You have to learn how to forgive those people that hurt you and learn how to move on and say, Lord, forgive me. Before you want somebody to help you or do anything for you, you got to make sure your heart right. Before I got on here, before I started taking my channel serious, I had to forgive people. And half of those people was in my family. Half of those people was people I was dealing with a long time ago. God said your heart got to be clean. Your heart got to be right. You can't do nothing and you still got unforgiveness in your heart. I can't talk about all this stuff on here and I ain't doing it. I'm going back on my word. I'm going back on God. So what I'm saying to you is this. Some of you that's watching me, you can't even listen to your husband. You can't even listen to your wife. Some of your weakness is you talk too much. I know I do sometimes. Sometimes I got to correct myself. I got to say, Lord, help me control my mouth. I told y'all when me and my husband first got married, I had a problem with my mouth. I ain't afraid to tell you. I had a problem with my mouth. You got to control your tongue. Your tongue, it can be powerful and it can get you in trouble too. It's all about how you're using your tongue. Make sure you're using it for God's word. You want to make sure you obeying God and doing what God asks you to do. I'm telling you, we have to make sure we're being obedient. Yes, yeah, God told me to do that. God actually told me, he said, be humble. Yeah, I'm telling y'all our testimony. This was maybe like 2 months ago when me and my husband got married. When we got married, I had a problem with my tongue. And when I say that, I'm saying I had a mouth problem, which means I wanted to yeah. And God said, hold on, humble yourself. Humble yourself. Some of you think that running your mouth all the time is going to save everything. Sometimes you got to shut up and just let God deal with it. Be still and know that I am God. That's the Bible verse you need. Some of you got problems in your marriage. You need to pray and be still and know that I am God. Let God deal with it. So I'm running to everybody. Girl, I'm having so much issues with my husband. I tell you, I don't understand the bedroom. I don't understand. He always late in everything. Let God deal with you. It's a shame how y'all be on the phone telling your girlfriends what's going on in your bedroom. That's your business. What's going on in your house. You got a weakness with telling people what's going on in your house. You got a weakness telling your girlfriends what's going on at your job. We got to be careful where we weak at. Some of you know where you weak at. I told y'all my weakness was I wanted to sin. I was sinning. I'm telling y'all the truth. I was sinning. I wanted to sin. I was doing wrong. I'm being honest with you. This was years ago. I was young. And I was crazy. I ain't scared to tell you I was young and crazy. I want to do what I wanted to do. I was feeling myself. I thought I was Oreo. I'm telling you, I thought I was Oreo popcorn chip. I thought I was all that. And delicious too. I'm serious. I would come home late and I tell you, I ain't want to listen to nobody. I was being hard-headed. And my dad said, you know what? It's either you going to get yourself together or you going to get out of here. My parents wasn't scared to tell me. They looked at me in my face. It's either you going to follow our rules or you going to go. I looked at my dad. I said, all right, man, all right. I get myself together. I started getting myself together when I was like, I'd say like 22, 23. I started getting myself together and I started going to college, start doing things that I need to do. Get my education, start focusing, whatever. And then I got a job, you know what I'm saying? I got a job and I started working, get money, whatever. And I had a good job. I mean, these people was really taking care of me. I ain't had to get food or anything. My job, they was doing everything. They would pay for my food, everything. And sometimes we would have parties at my job. I was working for one of the highest companies, and they was good. They was treating me well. And when I found out I was pregnant with Andrew, when I was having Andrew, they said, you know what? We got you. You've been working here. I've been working at that job for about, I think it was 3 years or 2 years. I was in that job, and they gave me a big old envelope full of money, and they said, "We appreciate you, Ashley. We love your service," and said, "Come back." They told me come back when I'm ready. And I tell you this, God, grace and mercy will follow you all the days of your life when you be obedient. Wherever you weaken in your life, you can get back up again and say, Lord, let your will be done in my life. You don't have to stay down in the areas where you are weak. You got to lift yourself up. How do you lift yourself up? I'm going to read the word of God. I'm going to pray. I'm going to fast. I'm going to, submit to the Lord. I'm going to bow down to God. Whatever you weaken, I don't care what it is. Give it to God. Lord, I got a problem with smoking. Lord, I got a problem watching nasty movies. Lord, I got a problem doing things that I shouldn't be doing. Lord, I got a problem stealing in the store. Lord, I got a problem just talking about people. Lord, I got a problem. Give your problems to God and say, God, I need your help. Whatever your issues is, you need to give it to God, because only God can turn it around and work it out for your good. Yes, amen. My parents, they was old school. My parents didn't play with me. They was very strict. One thing I can tell you, my parents were strict. They would go to church every Saturday. We would go to church Saturday. Sometimes Monday, sometimes Wednesday, Lord Jesus, sometimes Thursday, Friday. We went to church so many times. We had to stay in the hotel. Sometimes I still remember we had to stay in this hotel because we would go to church on Friday, and my dad was so tired. I tell y'all, you talking about a man after God's heart? My father, that man, I tell you, he loved Jesus so much that he was going to church every Friday night. Every Friday, sometimes Wednesday. I used to look at my father and say, Dad, like, we got school tomorrow. He was like, look, we got to go to church. We got to go to church. And my father, he didn't care how we felt. That man was going to church. My dad was going to church. My dad was after God, and he knew one thing. Let me tell y'all, when Thanksgiving was here, I told my father, I said, Dad, thank you for all you have done. Because I'm telling y'all, I wasn't an easy child. I wasn't. I was very difficult. I needed somebody to work with me. My parents ain't give up on me. So that's what I want to say to everyone. You may have a child that get on your nerves. And that's your weak area where you got to say something smart out your mouth towards your kids. Sometimes we just have to be quiet and be still and let God deal with your kids. Because I'm going to tell you, give your kid up to adoption, giving them up to a foster care home, that's not the answer. You need to learn how to sit down and deal with your kids. Giving your kids to the system is not going to help you. You got to learn how to deal with your kids. I don't care how hard-headed they are. When I had my son, I was young, but I didn't give up. When I had my daughter, I kept moving. I kept doing whatever I need to do. I provided food. I provided clothes. I did whatever I had to do as a mother. I didn't get tired. I didn't get weak. Sometimes you get weak in areas. Let me tell you, one time, it's a true story. One time when Andrew was a little baby, I couldn't even touch him. I couldn't even touch my son. I think I was going through postpartum depression, and I was just stuck on the bed like this. I couldn't even touch my son. I just cried. I said, God. And still today, like I was telling my husband, I said, Andrew still got that cry. He got the same little cry. Ain't this crazy? The same cry from years ago. I would never forget that boy cry. It was a squeaky crack. I said, oh my goodness. He had that cry, and I said, Lord, help me. His cry, I know Andrew cry. Today is the same cry. And let me tell you this. Some of our kids gonna help us to reach where we need to go. Some of you ask yourself, why are my kids hard-headed? Why I can't understand my kids? Your kids gonna help you with patience. Your kids, I'm telling you, your kids here for a reason. Some of y'all probably try to have an abortion. Some of you try to kill your kids. But I'm gonna tell you, your kids here for a reason. And I'm gonna tell you, let me tell you, Andrew helped me with patience. My son helped me with patience. He really have. He have taught me a lot of things. He have said, Mommy, look, be quiet. He told me to be quiet sometimes. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we have to be quiet and listen to what God wants us to hear. My son have taught me patience. Anita, she have taught me to keep going no matter what comes my way. And I'm telling you, it's a reason why your kids are here. And I want every parent to listen to me. Your kids are here to keep you going. Your kids is here to keep you, to not give up. Some of you ask yourself, Lord, why did I have my baby? Why did I keep my child? Some of you, I'm telling you, you wanted to get rid of your child. You didn't even want to have your baby. Some of you tried to get abortion. And the doctor said, no, that baby's still in you. You done went to the clinic and everything. You thought they straightened everything out. No. It was a twin left in your stomach. You thought they got rid of it. But God said, listen, it could have been 3 babies in your stomach. They got rid of one, but they didn't get rid of the other 2. The way God do things is to wake you up. It's a reason why your kids is left behind. Because God had favor on your life. That's why when God take you through something, it's okay to cry. I have cried with my son. I wasn't with his father. I have cried. And I said, God, you have your way. You can't give up because you're going through something. Some of you deal with so much things. You got to give it to God. And say, Lord, have your way in my life. Whatever you're going through, say, Lord, this is my season to keep going. This is my season to stand tall. This is my season to keep doing your will. Anytime you feel like you're getting weak, anytime you feel like you're losing your mind, Lord, I'm pressing forward towards you. I'm not giving up. I'm not quitting. I'm not leaving. I got to keep going. So when I look at my kids, I say, thank you. Because I'm going to tell you, patience is the key. I struggled with patience for years. And when I looked at Anita, I just knew exactly. I just knew. When I had her, I said, it's time for me to keep going. It's time for me to keep going and get what I want. When I looked at Anita, I said, it's time for me to keep going and get what I want done in life. Whatever I want, I can get it. And I tell you, I thank God for my kids. Because I'm telling you, my kids, they help me. They really do. I know some of y'all may be like, what? Yeah, our kids are here to keep us going. Sometimes I'm going to tell y'all. I'm telling y'all, my son is 7 years old. My son, sometimes he encouraged me. He tell me, Mom, it's okay. My son seen me cry a couple of times. I was sitting back one day, and I was sitting there crying. And I'm like, Lord, how I'm going to do this? My son said, Mom's going to be okay. God will provide. This boy's 7. The same thing I went through is the same thing my son had went through. Teachers lying, saying all this stuff. Things that ain't even true. That's why some of y'all parents, y'all need to go on up there to the school and see about your kids' ability. These teachers was telling me my son was a follower and all this stuff. I said, no, he ain't. I know my son have a weakness with playing too much in class. But I told him, you want to stop all of that and do that on recess. And I told him, he's used to say, Mom, I can't. We all use that word, I can't do this, I can't do that. We can do all things if we put our mind to it. You can do whatever you need to do. If you keep praying, if you keep fasting, if you keep going. Some of y'all that's watching me, you give up too fast. You give up too fast. It doesn't matter if you're talking, if you're laughing, if you're smiling. You have to stop giving up. You have to keep moving forward. Lord, help me, press me to get up. Keep praying. Every time you feel like you're getting weak, pray. I won't give up. I keep going. I won't give up. I keep going. And keep allowing God to be right here, everywhere you go. Know that God is with you. God is holding your hand. God is with you. God is right here. God got you. So sometimes when you feel like you don't know which way to go, trust God's way for your life. And say, Lord, let your will be done. That's why I get on here. I talk to y'all. Because I've been through the storm. I've been through it. I've been through so many things in my life. I went through people telling me, people told me a lot of things. I mean, I had to sit in front of my enemies. I'm talking about people that told me that they was going to kill me. I had to sit in front of my enemies and look at them. And they look at me today and like, wow. The way I look at them, I remember what you said, but I forgive you. And I tell everybody this. I remember what you said, but I forgive you. And I'm going to say this to anybody. Anyone that says something smart out their mouth to you, you have to forgive them in order to get your blessing. Don't allow the devil to hold you up by being angry, holding pain, holding frustration in. Oh, I'm not going to forgive them. And God's telling you, you got to open your heart. Only if you open your heart, I can do more for you. You got to learn how to forgive people in order to get blessed. I'm telling y'all, my old self, I had a terrible attitude. You talking about forgive? Oh no, I'm not forgiving you. I don't even gonna talk to you. I don't even want to look at you. That's the old me. The new me, I forgive you. And I'm still going to talk to you. And I'm going to keep on moving. I forgive you. I'm telling you, I sat in the room with enemies that lied on me, that said things that wasn't even true. But all these enemies that's playing games against you, God going to deal with them. Your job is to forgive and move on with your life. It ain't your job to kiss nobody behind. You can, listen, you can still talk to them. Hi and bye. Have a great day. God bless you. You can still talk. Keep your distance, but be smart about everything you do. And that's it. You're welcome. You're welcome. God bless everyone on here. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm telling you. You cannot allow your weakness to stop you. I told y'all my weakness was sin. I wanted to be disobedient. I didn't want to listen to my parents. I made up my mind. And let me tell y'all how God transformed me. The way God did this was, one day I read this Bible verse and it says, the wages of sin is death. I read that Bible verse and I sat down and I looked at it and I said, okay, the wages of sin is death. If I keep doing wrong, I'm going to die. That's how I looked at it. If I keep being disobedient towards God, God going to get me. But I straightened up my life. I got me a piece of paper and a pen. And I wrote down things that I needed to work on. I said, God, I struggle with sin. I struggle doing things wrong. I want to know, what can I do to better myself? God said, turn to me. Stop turning to that man, turn to me. And I turned to God. Listen to this. I turned to God, and when I turned to God, guess what happened? That man started to go crazy because I was giving my what? I was giving my attention to God. I stopped having sex with that guy. Stopped doing things that he wanted me to do. See, it's something when you stop doing things for the devil, when you stop doing things that the devil wants you to do, the devil get mad. Oh, I wonder if she cheating on me. I wonder who she talking to. I was talking to God. The devil got so mad and used him against me. I mean, literally got in my face. But I trust God. That's why when you listen to me, everybody listen to me. That's why you got to watch who you bring home to your house. Everybody you sleep with ain't, let me tell you, you got to be careful. Everybody you sleeping with ain't of God. That's why the Bible tells us. It tells us, this is a Bible verse. You need to be married or you're going to be burnt. If you know that you both having sex, and y'all grown, if you know that you both having sex, you need to get married. And I'm not saying this out of disrespect. I'm saying this to help somebody. I've been there where you at. I told y'all, I was going back and forth to church. I would have sex with my man and go on in church and shout all over the floor. And God said, sit down. God told me sit down. Stop playing. God is tired of fake Christians. You shout and say hallelujah, and then the next day, guess what you do? Act like a fool. How can God do anything for you? And you're nasty. God cannot bless no mess. You have to be willing to give God your full attention and say, Lord, it's me, and I need you to help me. I have a weakness in sex. I have a weakness in smoking. I have a weakness in this situation. I need you to help me. And the more you ask God for help, I knew that I had a weakness and doing wrong and doing whatever I wanted to do. I was young. I was young, y'all, but I'm going to tell you this. I was young and smart. I wasn't young and dumb. I was young and very smart. I was doing people work, and I'm being honest. I was doing people work in school. I was doing people class work, and I was just doing that. That's how smart I was. And I just got tired of doing stuff like that. I said, when I had turned 18, I started doing better. When I lost my grandma, I showed off. I showed off. I went through some stuff. After she passed. And I didn't know how to process some things. I was young, 18. And I was in high school. I was graduating. She passed in May. I graduated in June. And I went to college for 4 years. Met some nice people, Spanish, Latino, Indian people, great people. All different race at my college. And I'm going to tell you this. It doesn't matter what color you are. You need to love yourself. Some of you got a weakness. You don't know what you want to be. You got to love yourself. I don't care if somebody calling you red, orange, blue. You're black, love your skin. You know, you got to love yourself. Confidence and love start within you. I'm telling you. I had a person came to me in college and they told me, you're a good person. I had so many people told me they wanted to be like me. But I said, if you knew the old me, you just wouldn't understand. A lot of people don't understand. This is Me, I have been delivered. I mean, I'm still dealing with some things. Don't get me lying. I ain't gonna lie. I'm still working on myself. I'm still working on some things. I'm still working on my mouth. I'm still working on myself. I'm not perfect. You know, I don't believe in lying because lying is not the will of God. That's Satan. You know, sometimes we may lie about things, but let me tell you, lying is not good neither. So what I want to say to you is this. Like I said, your weakness can be lying. Your weakness can be sex. Your weakness can be doing wrong. Your weakness going to that boy house, doing things that you shouldn't be doing. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, I know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all 18 years old, you watching me, you know what you're doing. Your mother going through your phone and your mom going through your purse and she find the condoms and she like, where have you been? And you not telling your mother the truth. And guess what? It's a problem. You want your parents to know what you're doing because if you're not telling your parents what you're doing, they gonna think you having sex. I'm just being honest. My parents thought I was doing it, and I wasn't. I was up there going back to school. I mean, I would flirt with guys and stuff like that, but I was going back and listen. I was going back and forth to school. I was a geek in school. I wasn't worried about having sex. I knew that I wanted to graduate and all that, and that was it. I was focused. Matthew 12:36, it says, I tell you, on the day of judgment, people will give account for every careless word they speak. You gotta watch how you speaking to people too. We gotta be very, very careful how we speak. We gotta be very careful how we use our words. You know, some of you that's watching me, some of you have said you hate people. Some of you have said a lot of things. You can't let jealousy get to you. Hi, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. You can't let the word jealous get you down. Because I'm telling you, some of you that's watching me, you have to be careful with your words. Words is very important. I noticed that as I got older. You know, I thank God for my parents, my family, because I thank God for allowing my mother and father working with me. Like I said, I was a difficult child. I was a child that had special needs. I was a child that had a disability. And people didn't understand me. And my parents never gave up on me. And what I'm saying to the mothers and the fathers today, whatever you weak in, strengthen it by doing positive things. When I say positive things, be more active with your child. Take them to events. If you know your child always want to play and they want to have fun, go out. Take them to a football game so they can have fun, so they can play on the playground, do whatever they want to do. Take them out for an hour. Take them out to a pizza restaurant or something. Take your kids out for a while. Let them play around. Because I tell you, kids, they need attention. You can't focus on one child and not give the other child attention. And you got to stop showing favoritism. Some of you parents that's watching me, your weakness is I got a favorite child. Forget that favorite stuff. You showing favoritism, you need to stop it. Kids get jealous of stuff like that. I have learned that myself. I didn't even know one time I was giving my daughter so much attention than I was giving my son. And my son, he like, Mom, you play with me. I'm giving my daughter so much attention. When they play, we gonna play together. We do something together. Because kids, they look at that. They see how you showing them favoritism. You got a son, so you gonna treat your son better than listen to me. And this is the truth. Some of y'all can say what you want to say, but I know what I'm talking about. You got a stepson, and you treat your stepson, you treat him wrong. You treat your real son great, but you treat your stepson wrong. If you gonna listen to me, and it's the truth, if you gonna love that woman, you need to love her child. You can't love that woman, and you can't love her child. You gotta love that woman and accept her child too. I mean that. I have dated somebody in my past, and I told him, I said, if you love me, you gotta accept my child too. I don't care what you talking about. If you can't accept me and my child, no. Ain't no us. Ain't no us. You gotta love me and accept my child. I got a child. I told the person, look, I got a son. You can't accept me, you can't accept my son, we done. I asked my son, I said, do you like this guy? He said, no. Your son will tell you before. Thank God for your son. Thank God for your kids. I'm telling you, your kids gonna save your life. Some of you like, I don't know why I don't know why I had you. I get mad, I get frustrated sometimes with my kids, but I still thank God for them. One thing about me, I will help my kids. I will help them. If I see them struggling with reading, math, I talk to the school, and if the school can't do nothing, I will do it. I wish I can do homeschool. I wish I can. If I can do it, I'll do it. My focus with kids today is education. We got to focus more on our children's education. You know your kid cannot read, you need to spend 30 minutes with them a day. Teach them how to read. Stop looking for the school to teach your kids. I noticed when my son had turned 7 years old, I said to my husband, I said, we're going to have to teach Andrew how to read. I don't depend on no school. I don't care about that. Because I'm telling you, our teaching starts at home. 1 second, y'all. That's groceries. Hold on. Hold on. Yes, that was somebody fixing something in here. Yes, be patient, Steve. Yes, thank you, honey. I appreciate it. Won't you come and help me? Come here. But God is good. He really coming too. He really coming. I said, come on. Explain to them what I just said.
You said come and help you.
Yeah, help me.
You want me to
See, yeah, see, can you do the rest? Yeah, Mike. Go ahead. Come on, I'm coming back. Go ahead.
You said you was talking about what now?
I'm talking about God said don't allow yourself, sit down. God said don't allow yourself to be weak. You can get back up again. So basically, I'm talking to them about their weakness, and they need to stand back up. So you can do it your way. Just do it.
You know, this is my thing.
Okay,
This
go
ain't
ahead,
what I
honey.
do.
Go ahead. Listen, be careful with the thing.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. Hello everybody. For those who don't know me, I'm Brother My name is Conscious. Wasn't supposed to get on here today. I actually wasn't planning on getting on here today, but my wife unfortunately wants me to speak. I see that hey 24KJ, how you doing? I see that she said that she's been talking to y'all about, weaknesses and how to go about it. It's kind of crazy because I was just thinking about something based on that just now. Something just came to me just now. I want to talk to y'all about weakness, but I also want to talk to y'all about, when it comes down to weakness, knowing when is enough, really enough. You gotta know when enough is enough. I'm gonna tell y'all what I mean by that. First off, a lot of times I'm gonna break it down to y'all in different kind of ways in the way that I do. Like I told my wife, I didn't actually, honestly, I wasn't gonna get on here. I didn't want to. I was gonna let her finish because this is not what I really do. I'm not really a prophet or a speaker or nothing, but when my wife asks me to do something, I do it. Rather it's helping her with groceries, wherever it is, helping with the kids, wherever it is, just doing something else. I always tend to do what my wife says, happy wife, happy life. So I'm gonna get on here and I'm gonna talk to y'all also because I feel like talking to y'all is the right thing to do. For those who don't know Conscious, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all, I love people, and if I could say something to reach y'all, then I'm always more than willing to talk to y'all. So, is her light on? Give me a second, y'all. No, okay. Thought I saw a light. Sorry about that. But I'm more than willing to speak to y'all because I'm all about helping people. I love people. That's just me, period. So I'm gonna speak to y'all, right? So I'm gonna break this down to y'all in different kind of ways. When I say when's enough, enough. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all something, right? Yesterday, I saw a lady on the train. So when I saw this lady on the train, I'm on a train, I'm on a metro train. Those of y'all who are from the DMV, hey, Conscious. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Those of y'all who from the DMV, which means DC, Maryland, Virginia area, y'all know about the metro train, and it gets back and forth between all three areas. Those of y'all who not from the DMV, yes, we do have a metro train, metro buses get us back and forth. So anyway, let me get into the story. So I'm on a train yesterday, right? So I see a woman on the train while I'm on a red line. So I'm sitting there while this woman is on the train, and while I'm on the train and I'm sitting there, and this woman on the train, there's a woman with a baby. Now this woman, she's what a lot of people would call a foreigner. She's not, meaning that she's not really, from here. She don't really know her way around. And she has a little baby. Baby can't be no more than probably, I guess, maybe about 5, 6 months, maybe at the most. So I'm sitting there on the train. There's a whole bunch of people on it, right? So the lady's holding up a sign. You could tell she didn't really know how to make the sign, but she did the best she could. So she's walking back and forth with the sign, and the sign is saying, please help. I'm trying to get my baby formula and some food, right? So she's going up to people. She's trying to speak, but she can't really speak English, right? But she's trying, but you can clearly see the sign and see that it's saying that she need help. So while she's coming to people, people are just looking at her like they're disgusted. Like they don't want to help her, right? Then you got some people who just doing like this. They're just like, nah, nah, nah. And they just pushing her away, right? So the woman walks past me. Now, when she walks past me at this time, I only have $40 in my pocket in cash. I don't have, now when I say $40 in my pocket in cash, I carry a card, also, but I'm talking about in cash wise, right? So I only have $40 in cash. So we're not talking about fives, tens, and all that. I'm talking about literally just two $20 bills. So the lady walked past me and I see it. So I don't say nothing at first, right? So I'm watching the people because that's the type of person I am. I'm an observer before I feed into the situation. So I'm watching the people and everybody just looking at her in disgust. And it's people I know that got money that can at least give her 50 cents $1, just ignoring the woman, blowing her off as she's walking past looking for help. Now you gotta understand, this woman really needs help. It's cold outside. This woman could be anywhere else, but she's outside with her baby trying to find a way to get by. So the point I'm making in the story is, I see that everybody's blowing her off. So she gets off the train and puts her head down like this, like looking at her baby, and she puts her head down while she's walking off the train because she feel like she failed her child and could not get her child formula. So I'm looking at everybody and I'm looking because I'm disgusted by people. At this point, I'm very disappointed. So I get off the train. I reach in my pocket, right? So I reach in my pocket, knowing that I need the $40 to do something else because I was supposed to did something for my son. And to be honest with y'all, I had to take care of some situation in court because I got in trouble a little while back. But that's not the point. So I reach in my pocket and I take the $20 bill out of my pocket, right? I take a $20 bill out of my pocket and I give her one of the $20 bills before she goes about her business. And the woman just looks at me and she smiles and she hugs me. And I was touched by that. Very touched. You know what I'm saying? I didn't look at the lady like, ugh, you disgusting me. Like, don't hug me. I don't know where you been or none of that. I embraced her for that. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I was just glad that I could bless somebody else. See, that's the thing of when I say, when is enough enough? Like, because why do we look down on people so much that need our help? You know what I'm saying? We can be out here helping people when we can, but instead we look down on them. But when we're down bad, we want everybody to help us. That doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I'm saying? I know, don't get me wrong. I know sometimes out here people tend to sit there and play around and be like, oh, I need help. But they really don't need help. But when somebody really needs help, if you can help them, you should help them. It's always good to be a blessing to others. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about my $20 getting it back. Yeah, that $20 is supposed to be for something else. Yeah, I might have to, go and get some more money or do this and do that, but I'm not worried about that. That lady and her child need that $20 more than I did. You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, let me get back on topic about, when is enough enough. This also relates to what my wife was talking about weaknesses and stuff like that. So also, I want to get into something else, right? I'm a very helpful person. I love to help people. But the thing about it is, sometimes people tend to take your kindness for weakness. A lot of y'all who are sitting here and y'all, watching me right now, y'all listening to me talk, you know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest with y'all, and I'm just speaking whatever come to mind and what's in my heart. Sometimes God speak through me, sometimes he don't. Sometimes, sometimes I just do it on the spot. I don't know how I do it. I just guess God blessed me for a reason. When I was in the hospital and I was fighting for my life, the doctors, when I talked to them, always told me I had a gift of speaking. My story was touching. They always said, when you talk, I just love talking to you when I don't be wanting to go back to work. I just do this. I just love people. I just say what kind of heart. I'm just a real individual. You know what I mean? That's just me. I've always been that way, even when I was in the streets. Always been solid, always been real. That's why I'm well respected. But anyway, let me get back on topic with y'all. As I was saying, some of y'all are having y'all kindness taken for weakness. And I know a lot of y'all are sitting here, y'all like, you're right. And some of y'all like, well, what do you mean, conscious? There's different ways your kindness could be taken for weakness. Of course, that's very true. So let me explain what I mean by that. For example, let me give you an example. Somebody might have reached out to you about something, right? They might need help with something, okay? Now, you done helped this person before, okay? You done helped them because you know that they needed that help, right? So when you help them that one time, you're like, okay, I'm going to help you this time. But next time, you got to figure it out. Or I'm going to help you this time, and I'm going to help you figure it out. So next time, you'll be okay, right? But this person, you helped them, and then you help them figure out how they can come up. Sound like an evangelist. You help them how they can come up. I'm not sure what an evangelist is, 24K, J, but if you say you sound like evangelist, I'll take your word on it. I don't know what that means.
It's basically talking to people's life.
Talking people life. Yeah. Wife, you just came out of nowhere. You just popped up on me like, ooh, But anyway, thank you for that, babe. I appreciate you helping me to understand that. So well, thank you, 24KJ. So as I was saying, you might have helped that person, right? And helped them that one time, and once you helped them with some money or whatever it was they needed, you also helped them figure out something, maybe a program they can get into, a way they can come up with some more money so that next time they won't be in that situation, right? So once you did that, you left the situation alone. You know, you were able to be at peace knowing you helped that person. You're like, I helped them, I did a good deed. You felt good about it, right? But after you helped this person, right? This person, the advice that you gave them and the stuff that you did, they didn't take none of that stuff in. They didn't want to take it in. They wasn't even thinking about, taking any of that knowledge in because they didn't want to get up and go and seek the help from somebody else. They didn't want to get up and go and do the work. So instead, they don't do nothing. So here we go again. They're hitting you up about it again. They calling your phone. Hey, I need your help. This, that, the third, da, da, da. Now they know you got a good heart. They know that you're willing to help. So they hit you up and they comment and they sign in different ways and they saying they need your help again. They constantly keep hitting you up again and again saying they need your help. When is enough with them type of situations? You gotta see, a lot of people don't understand is you can only help somebody so much before it's too much. Okay? Because at a certain point in time, it's like, when is this person gonna figure it out for themselves? When are they gonna want to do better for themselves? Because sometimes if you help somebody too much, you lose yourself trying to help another person. You drain your energy or drain yourself trying to help another person because you go from, feeling good about trying to help that person to being stressed out about the situation because you constantly find yourself doing when you're barely getting by yourself. Now I'm saying with that one person. You know what I mean? Some of y'all have situations in friendships. Always breaking your neck for your friends. Your friend call you. Like me, for example. Let's take me, for example. Let me tell y'all, because you know how conscious get down. Those of y'all that know me, I always speak for myself, and I speak about myself when I get on here and I talk. My wife asked me to talk, so that's what I'm going to do. And those who listen, you're going to listen. Those who don't, you don't. It's your choice to take it in or not. That's what I tell y'all all the time. I'm going to keep telling y'all that when I do get on here. So walk with me here. So let me speak for myself and use myself as an example. When I was in the streets, I had homies, right? My homies needed me for stuff. You always hit when they get into fights. They calling me, hey man, yeah, so and so did blah, blah, blah. I need you to come around the way. I need you to come around here, blah, blah. Yeah, we about to go wreck them, blah, blah, blah. Because they knew I could fight. They knew I was down with their hands. There's nothing to it. Hit me up for that. Oh man, I just got into it. So and so just came through and sprayed the blah, blah, blah. You hit me up for that. You know what I'm saying? But the same homies that's hitting me up for this, when I need them, where they at? Where they at when I needed them? When I got sick, where were they at? Nowhere to be found. You know what I'm saying? Nowhere to be found. When I was going through the situation and I was going through it and my mother was sick and I was stressed out, where were my homies at then? I'm hitting my homies up trying like, hey man, come around moms, because some of them knew my moms, you know what I'm saying? But now they don't coming around. Nowhere to be found. But oh, y'all hit me up. Well, y'all need me to do this, to do dirt and do this and do that. This is what I mean. I had to ask myself, when was enough enough? You got to get to a point where you got to understand you cannot let people keep taking advantage of you. You cannot keep letting them keep on swallowing you, because eventually you're going to lose yourself. And that's how I started to feel. Like it was too much. You see what I'm saying? That's why when I had that surgery and I came out of that coma and I finally got my memory back and everything came to me and I was starting to, regrow as a man and, heal and everything. That's why during that time, I retrained my mind and started thinking differently, because I had to realize none of my boys came to the hospital to see me. None of my homies. None of them were there for me through any of that journey. I went through the journey myself. None of them were there for me, but they could get on Facebook like, hey man, get better. Oh, I'll be praying for you. What's that supposed to mean? Oh, but when your child was born, I was there for you, Holmes. When you needed some money in your pocket because you messed up something on the block, I was there for you. When you owe somebody, I was there for you. When you needed to do this, I was there for you. But nobody was there for me. So that's what I'm saying. I got to a point where I felt like enough was enough. So I changed my mind frame of thinking. And I started to cut people off. Even when they hit me up, even if it's a terrible situation, I said, no, I can't do it. But I still do got goodness in my heart. I still do. Every once in a while, if it's really bad, like somebody need money for their family or something, I'm willing to do for my boys. But that's only because my heart is different. I got a big heart like that. But I don't let nobody push me. I don't sit there and do it all the time. I don't sit there and do it too often. Because I know enough is enough. Some people will sit there and keep on playing around with you and pulling your string like this. They'll pull you like this. You know what I'm saying? Like you're a puppet. They'll pull you back and forth, back and forth. Evangelists are the ones that go out on the streets and feed people clothes and talk to them about God's plan, how Jesus loved them, give them money, and invite them to church. Yep, that's how it be. Thank you, 24KJ. Yeah, my wife was just telling me that too. But yeah, they'll pull you like this, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. People will keep on pulling you until they drain you. They'll pull you like a puppet until you can't be used no more. There's no more strings. There's no more of that. When is enough enough? Some people might be dealing with relationships. You're in a relationship with somebody, you know they're mistreating you. You know that they're not treating you right. You know that they really don't care about your feelings. They only want to be around you when it's beneficial for them. Meaning that they only want to be around you when you're giving it up. This go for men and women. Those of you that know conscious, y'all know I'm on two sides. So I'm speaking on both sides when I say this. You know, men, you know, sometimes a girl only want to hit you up when she want to get some, when she just wants you to do like this with her. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes a girl might want to only hit you up when she wants some money. You know what I'm saying? That's being used, that's being taken advantage of because she know you got a good heart. She know that you want somebody that's gonna care about you. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes a girl only want to hit you up for something else. Women, sometimes a man only want to hit you up for when it's beneficial to him. Maybe it's wintertime. He need a place to stay. But during all throughout the most of the summer, he was only hitting you up every now and then, or coming over when every now and then popping up. But now it's winter, getting cold, about to get cold. Oh, he hitting you up all the time. He need a place to stay. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. You know what I mean? Or for something else. He ain't got nothing. He ain't got no money in his pocket. He can't get back to the block and do what he do. He done messed up the re-up or something. So he hitting you up so he can get back on. Or he doing this or doing that. Or he needs some food. Whatever the case may be. You know that this person is using you. But when is enough enough? You're draining your energy and you stressing yourself out. Again, this is men and women I'm speaking to. You draining yourself, you stressing yourself out because you constantly sitting there and allowing this person to keep using you. You know it's bad that they're using you, but you're not eliminating the situation. You're not cutting off that situation. You're not getting rid of it. You have to find some type of strength in these type of situations and know that sometimes it's okay to walk away from these situations. It's okay to say no. It's okay to choose yourself first. See, my wife, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna talk to y'all about something that happened to me today, because I don't spread no lies and I don't do none of that. I keep it real with y'all. I let y'all in my life. Certain things you would think that I'd never say on camera, but I'm not scared to tell my truth, and I'm not scared to speak about my life and what's me. You know, that's one thing about me. I ain't scared to do it. So I'm gonna talk to y'all about something that happened to me today. For example, I was dealing with a little situation, right? And I was helping somebody with some money for some food, right? So I would agree to help this person. You know, I agreed to help them because of the simple fact that they needed help. The kids needed food. You know, the husband just lost his job. She ain't get her stuff. She was struggling to get by through the month. So I said, okay, I'll help you. This is somebody I know. So I'm like, okay, I'll help you. No problem. It's a family member of mine. So I'm like, I'll help, no problem. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't had nobody else to lean on. So I'm like, okay, I got you. You know, like I said, I'm if I can help, I'm willing to help people. That's how I am. So I always put people before myself. You know, sometimes that's, my wife say, sometimes that's a gift and it's a curse. You know, but anyway, like I said, it was in a situation where it was like hitting me up about it today. So I'm like, what's going on? So I called him because I missed their call a couple times. So I called him back. I'm like, what's going on? So he like, yeah, you know, I need your help with this. Da, 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 da. I'm like, all right, I'm going to still help you. But then they telling me that they need something that they didn't tell me, that in the way that they didn't tell me that they needed. So I'm like, oh, well, I told you, da, 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 da. And they was like, all right, then I bet I figure it out on my own. Then they hung up on me. So I said, okay, well, maybe they don't want my help. I mean, if you don't want my help, what can I do, right? That's anybody. What can you do if somebody don't want your help? So I said, okay, well, maybe they don't want my help. Boom. Next thing you know, about what? My wife come home. So when my wife come in the door from the store, boom, blowing my phone up. Here go my phone, blowing up again. Ring, 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 boom, boom, boom. So all of a sudden I look at my phone. I say, okay, should I answer or should I not? So I go ahead and do what's in my heart. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, can I answer? Should I answer? Should I not? I'm going back and forth about this. I'm talking to my wife about what happened. Because that's one thing about me and my wife. We talk. We communicate about a lot of stuff. We're there for each other like that. So I'm talking to my wife about the situation, explaining it to her. My wife like, well, honey, maybe you should just let this go and just worry about yourself this time and keep the money to yourself. And I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, maybe I should. But as I'm sitting and I'm thinking and thinking more and more on it, You know, God talks to me and tells me, he's like, help her, because this situation is bigger than you. It's about the kids. You know, help her. She needs your help her. So I say, okay, God talking, I'm gonna help her. So I talked to my wife in the room. I say, babe. She said, yeah. I say, I think I'm gonna help. So my wife look at me like that. She looks at me like this, like, okay. You know, my wife, you know, we don't try to tell each other what to do. We just try to give opinions. We try to work together, right? So she just go, okay. I say, well, babe, you know, I know you said this, that, the third, but God is telling me to help. So she said, well, if God is telling you to help, then do what God says to do. So I said, okay, babe, I'm going to do it. So I reached out. I called back. Boom. I'm calling her. So she answered the phone. Boom. I say, yeah, what's up? So she say, about the situation. I'm sorry how I handled that or whatever. You know, I was just a little upset. Got this going on. It's a lot of stress on me. I said, I understand. Boom. She said, yeah, can you still help me? I say, yeah. So I help her. I give her the money. And she did what she had to do. So I bless somebody again today, you know. But the thing about it is the simple fact that my wife, in the end, my wife told me, my wife told me this. She say, I love the fact you got a big heart. That's what I love about you. You know, but my wife also tells me to be careful sometimes, because having a big heart can be a gift and it can be a curse. So that's what brings me back to this, is what I'm talking about to y'all right now. When is enough really enough? You have to ask yourself that question. Latrell Freeland says, yes, they'll try to take advantage of you. Keandra XOXO said, hey, how you doing, Keandra? I think I said that name right. Keandra XOXO. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Thank you for joining. So yeah, you know, sometimes you gotta ask yourself, when is enough? Enough. You know, you might be going through things in life. You might be, you know, working. You might been working, you know, been working for a while, working at a company. You know that this company is getting on your nerves. You know that you deserve better than how you treated at that company. You know that you're barely getting time with your family, barely getting time with your children. When is enough really enough? Yes, we need the money. Yes, you're supposed to stay at work, but why ain't you out trying to figure out a way to get a better job? There's more than one opportunity in that field that you're working in. There's more than one way to get money out here. You can find, like I be trying to tell people sometimes when I get on here, what are you good at? What's your talents? If you got talents, use them. Use that to your benefit. Some of the money that you make at work, you could be putting that into your dreams. You don't have to stay at that job and stay stuck dealing with that boss who don't care nothing about you, always talking disrespectful to you when you breaking your neck for your boss. You don't have to sit there and deal with your nasty coworkers all the time and keep dealing with that. You don't have to sit there and deal with nasty customers all the time when you know you deserve better than that, or keep dealing with a job that don't give you time with your children, time with your family. There's better jobs out here that will do that. Same field, same career, all that. It's just up to you to get out and get it. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. You got to ask yourself, when you even at work and dealing with those type of situations, when is enough enough? Do I deserve better than that? And when you ask yourself that, you should be telling yourself, yes, I deserve better than that. Again, like I said, I'm not a prophet. You know, this is my wife thing. My wife told me to come sit down and talk to y'all. Some of y'all who just now, y'all just getting on here, some of y'all were here when my wife told me to come here. I came, she told me sit down and get on here. I wasn't planning on doing this today, but I'm just talking to y'all. God just speaking through me right now. And I thank God for that. You know, I'm just trying to reach somebody today. Don't let nobody walk all over you. Sometimes you have to put yourself first. You have to know your worth. You really have to. Open up a small business. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Use your talents to do something better, to advance in life. See, this is the thing. I'm glad Latrell just said that. Let me touch back on that one more time of what I was saying about that part. Let me tell y'all something. A lot of y'all, including myself, I've been here, okay? So I'm speaking about myself as well. You know, I don't talk about others without talking about myself. That's the type of person I am. So anyway, a lot of y'all, including myself, have went through life stressing so much because you've always been stuck in a box, just like this, in one place. You never went outside of it. You never tried to open up the flaps on the box and try to find your way out or figure out what's going on outside of the box that's being delivered. You stay stuck right there in the package. No, don't keep staying stuck in the package. Some of y'all in y'all 20s on here, some of y'all in y'all 30s, some of y'all in y'all 40s. Whatever your case is, it's never too late to go to do bigger in life. You don't have to keep sitting around and being stressed out. You can do better than that. You deserve better than that. You deserve to grow. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to get to a point where you can enjoy time with your kids. You deserve to get to a point where you can take vacations that you want to take. You deserve to be able to buy what you want to buy in life. If you work hard to pay your bills, you deserve to be able to do all those things. But you have to take the steps that's necessary to grow so that you can be able to do those things. Otherwise, you always going to be stuck in this small spot. And as long as you stand stuck in that one spot, you're going to continue to stress. You're going to continue to have these headaches. You're going to continue to go through life tripping, being upset, or complaining. And then here's another thing. A lot of people go through life, and while they complain about stuff like that, they're blaming the next person. Oh, I'm going through this because of this person. Or I'm going through this because my boss this. Or I'm going through this because of that. Da, 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 da. You're blaming everybody else except for looking at yourself. Making everybody else the problem except for looking at yourself. When is enough enough? When are you going to wake up and realize that the problem is yourself? When are you going to wake up and realize you deserve better? You deserve to grow. You deserve to do better. If you can't figure out how to do better, this is what we have the Almighty God for. God is the king. He is the healer. He is the ruler. He is the problem solver. If you can't turn to nobody else and figure it out, always turn to God because God has all the answers. Let me tell some of y'all who came on here late. Let me tell y'all, I was in the streets and I was down bad. I was really going through it out here. I was in trouble heavy. Okay, and like I said, at one point in time, I didn't care about my life. But even though I didn't care about my life, I kept God somewhat in tuned into it. I still prayed. I always, even though I was going through all these things and I was doing all these crimes and I was wilding out and I was caught up in a lot, I still talked to God. When I talked to God, I said, God, I really want out of this life. I'm tired of hurting. I'm tired of pain. I'm tired of going through it. I got to do what's best for me. I want out. But see, for me, in order for me to get out, it wasn't that easy. See, I could easily sit there and just sit there and maybe walk. Yeah, I walked away. But guess what? Did I still have to look over my shoulder? I done did a lot of dirt. I'm being honest with you. I done did a lot out here. And I still had to look over my shoulder and a lot came with it. So God got me to a point where I didn't have to worry about none of that no more. He got me to a point where he sat me down. That's how I got sick. Because I was still out here feeling like I still had to watch my back. So I'm still out here doing stuff. I'm still out here, toting. I'm still doing whoop, whoop, whoop. I might be not out here fully, but I'm moving the same like as if I'm still there. So God said, you know what, it's time to sit you down. So what I'm trying to tell y'all is when it comes down to life and how you moving and what you doing, if you can't figure nothing out, talk to God and he will help you figure it out. He will give you a way out, the way that you need. He will help you do the things that you need. God will always give you the tools that you need to survive. You just have to ask for help. Some of y'all out here, some of y'all on here, y'all know what I'm talking about. But there's a lot of people out here who are too prideful to ask for help. Don't be too prideful to ask for help. It's never too late. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. There's nothing wrong with that. If you feel like you want to start a business, but you don't have the money to start a business, but you know you got good credit, and you know that your business plan is solid, write your solid business plan out. There's nothing wrong with going to the bank and asking for a loan. Some of y'all too prideful to ask for a loan. But that one loan that you going to the bank and asking for could be the biggest thing in your life to help jumpstart your career. That could turn it into that little company that you just started into a multi-million-dollar business. But how will you ever know if you're too prideful? If you have another plan, but you don't know how to do it, you can't figure it out. How would you know if you even going to be able to figure it out? How would you know what to do if you don't talk to God first? Angela XO says a lot of time when we think about our future and what we want, the reason is because God has given us those desires, and that is what he wants for us. You stop putting ourselves in a box. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Thank you. I'm glad you said that. Yes, people, please, that's all I'm saying. Stop putting yourself in a box. Please, don't stay stuck in one spot. I know a lot of people that's still stuck in one spot. Like I said, I'm from the streets. I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. I'm gonna be real with y'all. My wife will probably get mad at me for saying this, but she respects my truth at the same time. But I'm from 18 for K up top, okay? That's my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? I'm not proudly claiming it. I'm not sitting here saying it like as if I'm trying to, do a promotion or make the block look cool. I'm just telling y'all that's where I'm from. The reason why I'm telling y'all that's where I'm from is because I'm telling y'all when I go back around that neighborhood sometimes or I go past that area, a lot of my homies that I'm talking about are still stuck in that one box. Some of them are still out here, still doing what they were doing before. They ain't changed a bit. Some of them are locked up. Some of the ones who were out there with me are locked up. Others are dead. But why is all this still going on? And why does the cycle continue? And why are they still where they at? Or why did they end up dead or in jail? Because they stayed stuck in a box. Never thought about the bigger picture. Like I said, I can only speak about my life. I can't speak about nobody else's. I'm using my life as an example to help y'all out, to grow. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They've been stuck in a box. Look at me. Look at where I'm at. I got a lovely wife. Hey, are you out here somewhere?
Yeah, I'm on the couch.
Oh, okay. Come here real quick. I got a lovely wife. For those of y'all who just coming on here, I want y'all to see the chosen one again. I just want y'all to see her face, because I'm telling you, I have a lovely wife. This is my wife right here. Keep me out of trouble. I got a lovely wife I come home to every day. Okay, I have an income. I don't have to be out here doing what I used to do. Okay, I got it's okay. I got children, lovely kids by my wife. You know what I'm saying? We trying to expand our family. We're working on it. God will bless us when the time is right.
Amen.
Amen. Like I said, I've grown and I'm still growing. I done started, trying to invest in some stocks. I'm talking to my wife about, different things to build our future. Like we're working on expanding. But the point I'm making to y'all is like, in a lot of ways, I'm thinking outside of the box. And I've always been an outside thinker. And that's why I managed to grow. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dead. I'm not in jail. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm not, you know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, I'm not still on the block doing the same thing that I used to do. So all I'm saying to y'all is think bigger, move better, trust in God to get y'all through, and you can do it. Some of y'all, y'all going through stress. Y'all got all these different situations on your shoulders. You know that these situations that you got on your shoulders that you're trying to get through, you knock one barrier down, here come another barrier. But see, a lot of these barriers that's causing you stress are coming from the same people. Coming from the same people. Whatever's stressing you out is coming from the same people. You always knock down this problem, here come another. You always do this, here come another situation. Because you constantly keep allowing people to take advantage of you, run all over you, constantly allowing people to do the same thing, bring the same problems your way, constantly keep doing the same things over and over again. If it ain't the same people, it's somebody new. But instead of you saying no, or instead of you know what I'm saying, trying to maneuver the situation and go about it differently, you're constantly staying stuck. And you stressing yourself out more and more. But you're not asking yourself, when is enough enough? When am I going to choose me? When am I going to love me? Let me tell y'all something. A lot of y'all try to pour into other people. A lot of y'all try to help other people. But are y'all really looking at y'all situations? See, this is the thing. I know a lot of judgmental people out here. See, I see a lot of people sit there and always trying to give somebody else advice. Always doing this. Always saying this. Always preaching after somebody else. But they not taking their own advice. You're giving advice, but you ain't taking your own. You're preaching, but you ain't practiced what you're preaching. Why is that? If you're gonna give somebody else advice, look in the mirror first. Focus on self. Love yourself first. Figure out what you need to do for yourself. Think about a way to escalate and grow in life for yourself. Always look and try to figure out another way. Because if not, you're gonna continue to crumble. If you're not putting God in the center of all this, and you're not, talking to God, and you're not trusting God so that you can grow, then the devil's going to continue to pull and pull and pull and pull and pull until he can't pull no more. So this brings me back to my wife's topic, weakness. The devil knows your weaknesses. Do not allow the devil to sit there and use your weaknesses against you. Do not allow the devil to sit there and decimate you. Do not allow the devil to throw you off of your focus. Do not allow the devil to throw you away from your relationship with God. Because once he does, and he turns you into the darkness, it's hard to come out of it. Let me tell y'all something. And I'm gonna leave y'all with one more thing because I want my wife to get back on here and finish talking to y'all. Again, I don't know why she put me on this camera to talk to y'all. This supposed to be her subject. What she's supposed to have did. She just told me to talk, but I'm not gonna take up too much of her time because I see that this thing is running down, and then I also see, let my wife talk to y'all. It's not what I do, and it's her channel. When I see both of you and your family, I think of the song Mary J. Blige, Everything. Oh, thank you, Kayandra. Thank you very much. Yes, some people are negative, even if it is family members. True, true. Amen. Letitia, bless life. What they will say, amen, amen, amen. So let me tell y'all something, right? When I say that, you don't want to allow the devil to keep pulling you and keep pulling you and pulling you. Let me tell you something. And I can only speak for self. Again, I only speak about my life. I've been in that darkness. I've been that guy. When my cousin Ray Ray got killed, I have an older son. My oldest son name is Rashad. I named him after my cousin that got killed, Ray Ray, right? I was young when my cousin Ray Ray got killed, okay? He got killed in 2008. I was going on 17. I was getting ready to turn 18 that year. Or what? Wait, no, I'm sorry. Let me rewind that back. I'm sorry. He got killed in 2017. My bad. I was only 16 at the time, going on 17. I apologize about that, y'all. So, when my cousin got killed, he was like the only father figure I had. Growing up, my dad was in and out of my life. He'd come, he'd go. He was that type of father. You see him, then you don't see him. He'd make promises and he don't keep them. I would be looking to talk to him. He wouldn't be nowhere to be found because he was on drugs at the time. Now me and my father, we good. We won. Now we cool. But anyway, back then he wasn't there, so he was in and out of my life. And then I was in the streets at the time a little bit, but I wasn't out here heavy. I was looking up to the drug dealers, but my cousin Ray Ray was the one keeping me from the block. I try to hang out with the OGs, and my cousin be like, "Nah, you can't hang out. You can't hang out. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't allowed around here, or anybody see my little cousin out here, tell him go home, or else he gonna get beat up." That's how my cousin was. You know what I'm saying? He was like a big brother and father figure. And if he had $2 in his pocket, he gave it to me to go to the store. So when he got killed, you know, I turned into a darker path. When he got killed, I no longer was that laid back little every now and then on the block. I started doing different things. Like I started wearing all black. I know a lot of times y'all see me, I got on different clothes. If you see me, I might have a black jacket on, black hoodie, something like that, black t-shirt, whatever. I wear a lot of black. I've always been that way, even when my wife met me. Black, red, this, that, the third, blah, blah, blah. But the point I'm trying to make to y'all is I went into a dark place. I was wearing all black. Like I was looking like a goth. I'm talking about all black from head to toe, a lot. Every time somebody see me in the streets, I had on all black because I was in a dark place in my life at that time. If I hit the mall, I wasn't buying bright clothes no more, regular clothes. I was wearing black. I wasn't praying to God no more. Like I told you at one point in time, I was always praying, doing it. I wasn't praying to God no more. I started smoking weed. I got into smoking weed heavy at that time. I wasn't really smoking weed back then like that. I got into smoking heavy, smoking weed heavy. You know what I'm saying? I started maneuvering, doing more crimes, getting in more trouble. You know what I'm saying? Just doing things just to do it. You know what I'm saying? Anything that could fill me up. I started going from just having like a average girlfriend to just having multiple women, different girls to call. You know what I'm saying? I'm frustrated. I need to get one off. I'm in a load of lust in my mind. I need to get it out. That's what I was doing at that time. You see what I'm saying? So I started turning to the darkness. I was in a real dark place. I was going crazy. I didn't care. I was crashing out so heavy. I didn't have no type of care in the world. I was turning away from God and doing what the devil wanted me to do out here. Crashing out so heavy with no hopes on returning. That's how I got the nickname Trouble. They started calling me Trouble. You know what I'm saying? Because I was getting crazy out here in these streets. I'm not bragging about it, and I'm not proud of what I've done. I've done a lot of damage in these streets. I've hurt a lot of people, and that's something that I can't take back. And that's something I'm not proud of. But the point I'm trying to make to y'all is it took me a long time to come out of that dark place. I didn't come out that dark place until at least 3 years later. I did not. I didn't come out that dark place until I was almost 20 years old. It took me almost 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to tell y'all is don't allow the devil to know when you in your weakest moments and to pull you under. If I had stayed focused on God, if I had stayed focused on more positive things, I would have still had my relationship with God at that time. But let me tell you something. When I came out the darkness, I asked God for forgiveness. Don't be like me, though. Don't sit there and wait until it's too late. Because some of y'all might not get a second chance. You go into the darkness, some people don't come out. Trust me, I've been through a lot. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I've been through the worst. I've been through the worst. I'll tell y'all another story another time. I'll save another story for y'all for another time when I feel like it's relevant to talk about it. But just know I'm never afraid to tell my truth to y'all. I'm never afraid to open up and be honest with y'all. When I come on this camera, I'm a realist. I always keep it 1,000. Forget 100. I'm always gonna keep it 1,000 with y'all. But you know, at the end of the day, all I'm saying is know when enough is enough. Don't never allow the devil to sit there and keep pulling you back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until you drained out and ain't got nothing left. Don't allow your weaknesses to become the devil's strengths. Always keep God first. Don't stay stuck in one box. Always have a plan and grow. You can elevate in life. It's just up to you to do it. You don't have to stay stuck. Grow. Think outside the box. Be bigger than just that package. I'm conscious. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Thank you for letting me into y'all lives for the last, I don't know, 20-something minutes possibly. I appreciate y'all listening to me. I'm going to let my wife come back on here and talk to y'all. Thank you so much. Again, I'm conscious. I love y'all. I'll see y'all again soon whenever I'm supposed to come back on here and talk to y'all again.
Okay, I hope that y'all had got something out of that. We're not gonna hold you up, but God bless you. I hope that you got something out this message that I had talked about. You know, make sure you pay attention to your weakness, you know, and you pray and you give it to God and allow God to help you in that area. You want to be able to fix that now. Doesn't matter what it is, you want to be able to fix your weak areas and, you know, work on that and stop falling for the same thing over and over again and ask God to build you up in that area. You know, like David. David, he did some things, but he apologized to God. You know, even if you do things out of order, just apologize. And I'm not saying do it over and over again. But when you know that you did something, acknowledge it and just ask God to forgive you and don't go back into that sin. Turn away from that and move forward. So I just want to say, I hope that you got something out of this word. Go back and watch it. And may the Lord bless you and keep you. Don't give up. Pray about all things.
Amen.
God bless you all. Have a great, beautiful night. I love you. I will be back on here tomorrow. Stay blessed and be encouraged.